See if I got enough light. So here I am. I haven't done a video on this in a while. Been working on it. Pretty heavy. The 66. I've got I built a dash for it. I'll show you that in a minute. And then I'm putting a big screen on that dash, and it'll have navigation. It'll have let me put this towel over it so I don't scratch it, because I will. It'll have navigation and 4 cameras. I'm going to probably use 2 cameras. And then 1 camera is right here already. And then there'll be one in the front. And then this is a split screen. It'll do all 4. And it's Bluetooth to Bluetooth speakers that I'll have. I got to still get those speakers. And then, because I've decided that's what I'm going to do, is Bluetooth speakers. And then it controls navigation. It'll have a map and everything. It syncs up with Android on the phone and stuff. And then it has, I can fender mount these trailers, the cameras, if I wanted, pointing back, like when you turn on turn signal, you can have them come on and see what's beside you. And that's kind of helpful on these because you're tall and you got small mirrors. So I may do that. I may stick them on that fender. And then I got this bumper and stuff mounted, but it's one that I bought. I got a little set of them from a guy, got a little deal on them. And then of course the body's back on the frame. I've done a clutch deal in it, painted this dash, had to go in and do a bunch of screws on the windshield and get them straight so the windshield locked down, and you could screw the thing tight. And then I put in a Dakota digital dash. And this, I got it covered right now so I don't hurt it, but this push button, it lights up different colors if you want, and it controls the fog lights and interior lights, anything else I want. And I put the phone mount up here, and then I built this dash piece. I don't know about those screws. They're hand knobs that I can take off and pull the dash, because that's right about in here is where that screen's going to be. I don't know if I'll keep those. I may do them smaller and in black. Then I mounted in this locking toolbox. And then, of course, I got the brake set up in there and the throttle. I got to make some plates for the covered shifters and stuff. Somebody had cut that hole in there. It's kind of a shame. It worked when I was putting it together, but kind of sucks now. And then I got steering column in there. It tilts and does, it's kind of good because you're climbing in and out of it. And then like I said, the body's mounted on the frame, the windshield's straight, and here's the brakes and all that's in there. And then this is the control panel and stuff for the thing I just showed you on the dash that I had covered there, the aux beam. This is the name of it, and it's going to be for what runs these, the floodlight here, and then these floodlights when I mount them, kind of like I had on the 74. And then I have all the wiring I'm getting ready to do. It's a painless kit. I'm trying to decide where I want it. And then over here, I put in a yellow top, a Gen 3 alternator with 140 amp. And then I've got to run a wire to it to energize it. I got a kill switch up under the fender here. You just flip this switch and it shuts it off. And I got a big breaker that 200 amp that controls for this. This is just an extra power box that I'll have with fuses. And then this is a relay box that'll run these floodlights and stuff. That'll all hook up with here. And then what I tend to do, because you run out of room on these studs and on the side of the solenoid, is I'll run these power studs and these ground studs. And then this is the computer for the Edelbrock ProFlow system and the distributor. And then hopefully this fan will clear. I still got to put in the radiator mounts. And of course that's the power brake setup, fuel regulator. I'm still working a little bit with the throttle there. It had a 6-cylinder setup in here because originally in 1966 it was a 6-cylinder. And I had to convert it over to the 8-cylinder setup for the throttle, things like that. And then I think this is an earlier ProFlow Edelbrock. It's a little shorter than my other one, and I got it a while back. And the air cleaner hits the, you can kind of see the level here, the air cleaner hits the distributor, so I have to put a little spacer in it. The other one's a little taller. I don't know if it's the 4 Plus or what, the one that's on the 74 that I just put on. And then of course I'm running wiring in here. There's the brake lines, I'm setting it up. This is the other side of the deal. And then power steering lines, brake lines. And then the, of course, go back over here to the, I gotta finish the fuel injection. And then I kind of got everything set up. I'll have some cool knobs that go, on the dash for the wipers and the lights and stuff. And then I'll have, I've got separate motors that go up here for the wipers. I'll be mounting them soon. And then I've got this this inverter, and that'll go over under here. I'll cover that hole over there. That was for the heater. And I'll put that inverter over there so you can reach down there and plug it in. And then, and of course, I got all my carts and electrical stuff set up here to mount up all the electrical. So it's coming along. I got a diode set. I got to put a diode in the 74, and then it's completed. And I'll see, and hopefully that'll work because I'm going to go to supercell. And then, but yeah, and then here's the radiator mounts I still got to put in. And then, of course, the wiring and stuff that I got to finish, and the wiring for the fuel injection. But yeah, that's a quick update on it. It's going to be used where it gets used pretty hard. So body-wise, paint-wise, it won't be too. I want to get that out of there because I will forget it and close the hood on it. It won't be too fancy. I'll have under hood lights. I got the hood struts on there now. Like I said, I got heavier axles, suspension, all that stuff. All that's done. I put in the headlights. It's all LED lighting, and so that's there. I'm running all the electric now, all the lights, and I'll put in the floodlights down here. But I'm running all that to have it in place, so when I run the harness, it'll all be covered. I cut out this little piece here that was it was broken, but it's the air box that feeds the heater, and I may even put some covers over those grills and make some kind of cool black plates with some studs there to keep water out. I've got a little compartment over here, a little box that goes down in that hole over there for storage. You can store stuff, but it used to be a air vent that blew air in there. It had a little door you could open and get cool air in there. And but I took that out. It was rotten. And then of course I got all the new steering box, new steering shaft, and all that in place. And then that clutch deal that I made with the Heim joints, it seems to be working pretty cool. But yeah, so that's kind of an update on it. I'm trying to thrash on it pretty hot and heavy. I've got to cut out these locks. Somebody welded them, but I'll cut that out, put plates in there, and then rebuild that so it'll hold doors and these trail doors. And then, but I'm trying to get hot and heavy on this and get it done because I want to break out that 56 out of there and get it down. And then, because they're building the building out, the second building out here where that 4-post is going to sit, and these black cabinets and stuff are going out there. I've said that before. But yeah, so that's kind of an update on where I'm at. I'll try to keep you guys a little more in the loop on this. It's going to be cool. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a bit more rugged. It's got that 5-speed, and it's got 410 gears, where the 74, which seems to be running real good now, I'll probably do a short video on it. The 74 is got 350 gears with running 35s, running these 35s. So it's a little taller geared. It still does well, but this should do better and still cruise down the road with that 5th gear. Okay, not great, but it will pull the hills a little bit better. But all right, you guys, that's where we're at right now. And then I'll give you an update after I get the brake system, cooling system, fuel system hooked up, and then heading into the wiring and all that. There's a lot of tutorials on how to do that with the wiring and stuff, so I won't really bore you guys with some of that. But yeah, it's so far a good old rig. I mean, it's a little beat up, but my stuff gets used. These vehicles here, like my 74, get used. You guys probably seen some videos. I don't play with them. They're not for show. They're for use, and they'll be rugged. I got a new tailgate for it. I'm painting that. This will be a little prettier. That thing will be more refined and a lot more not really show, but nice. And so it'll be a bit more fancy. But these beasts here are made to use in my mind, even though they're collector items, and this is a first year Gen 1 66. So it's first year they made them. So, and that does lead something to it, but because somebody already done so much to it, I decided to go ahead and just continue on and make it real strong and be able to use it. All right, you guys, see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.